Okay, now that you know all about logos and effective designs and how they can be used, I want to show you how we can create some of them digitally. Now, first of all, if you prefer to draw these out, if you have ideas, please go ahead and draw them out by hand, take a picture of them, and submit them online. Now, for our street art unit, we've looked at the difference between street art versus graffiti. That Graffiti Wars, that video is totally optional, but it's pretty darn cool, and it shows you some really great work by Banksy. So we've looked at Shepard Fairey and how he uses his Obey the Giant to send his powerful messages. There is a presentation that Shepard Fairey has done himself, and you're welcome. That's an optional thing to look at if you really are into Shepard Fairey's work. We've also looked at what makes a good logo. So now we're looking at logo designs, and we're looking at this assignment. So what I'm asking you to do is I'm asking you to come up with 5 different designs. So this is like a brainstorming exercise. Now, they don't have to be 5 completely different designs. It can be the variation of a few of them, you know, but the more that you do, the better that your logo becomes. If you want to do more than 5, by all means, please do it. And I've actually done this quite a few times for people for money. There's lots of people that always need logos. So again, you're designing a logo, either maybe it's going to be coming from, you know, your idea behind your graffiti name, and you're going to keep playing with that graffiti name and now come up with sort of an image that goes with it along with your graffiti name. Maybe you're going to be making a logo for like a gaming channel for YouTube or Instagram, you know, account. Maybe it's something that's you're advertising for your own sort of art or anything else that you do. Maybe it's an idea that you have or something that you feel really strongly about, and you want to sort of make your own sort of image. It's something that's in the back of your mind that you've been thinking of. So there's 2 steps to this. There's 4 different sort of websites we can use to start designing our ideas. Give you some brainstorming stuff if you want to do it online. And once you have your 5 ideas, there's a vectorization one where you can actually create them into vectors. And you don't necessarily need to do this for all of them. Maybe once you get your favorite one, you can do that. So let's look at some of them. Let's look at DesignMatic. So what you don't want to do is, all of these things are free to use. However, they want you to end up purchasing like merchandise and things like that from them, which is what we're not going to do. So I'm going to show you how to get around all that. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to go with itis. So I'm going to go with my tag name. I'm going to look at sort of maybe animals and pets, because I'm going to think about, I use the images of a crow quite a bit. So I'm just going to put update and see what kind of comes up. And this will give me some ideas. I don't necessarily like any of them. Oh, that's kind of cool because it kind of looks like a bird. So say I like this. Now, so I can start with that idea if it's something that I like. Maybe I don't like this sort of font. So I can play around with the type of font that you want. That kind of, maybe I want something more like bold. That's better. Maybe if I don't like the color, I can change the color of it. I want to design stuff that's in, I can't tell if that's black because I'm old, but it's dark. I want to change things and design things that are all in one color, because again, we talked about things being versatile. And I'm just going to pick, it looks black to me, it probably isn't, I know. Okay, so there's maybe a strong image. I don't maybe I want this a bit bigger. Maybe I want to play around with where it is. I want everything to kind of work closely together, right? Because I want it to be just like in graffiti, sort of one smaller image. Maybe I want it to play there. Okay, so say I like that. There's a way I can rotate it. Oh, there is. That's kind of neat. Actually, you know what I could do? I can make that white. If I can find white. Here we go. Let's try white. And maybe I want to put that right in the wing. Well, there you go. Make it a bit smaller. Anyway, you get the idea. So I'm just going to be playing around with that. Now, because I don't want to pay for this, at this point I'm actually going to take a screenshot. So you guys can take screenshots. I have to use snipping tools on mine because I don't have that screenshot thing on yours. And I'm going to save it. All right, so that's DesignMatic, which is kind of cool. Another one is Graphic Springs Logo Maker. So I'm going to create my logo. Again, some of these are, all of them sort of have like pros and cons to them. Now I like this one because, okay, so the itis, trying to crow. I'm really into these crow things right now. That's better. Okay, so let's do a fun one. Again, right now this may not necessarily be all one color, but that's okay because when I turn them into vectors, well, maybe I can make them birdies coming up my letters. So play around with them. When we make them into vectors, if they're not one color, they can become single colors. I want to try and get rid of those legs, and I want them to make it look like the legs are there. Anyway, so say I like that one. Same thing. I think with this one you can download your logo. If not, you can just screenshot it. One thing I like about this is that they have some shapes. So I like that they have like different basic shapes on here. So it's really cool if you just want to make your own logo that way, right? You don't necessarily, again, we looked at a lot of stuff that that necessarily doesn't have any images in it, right? So I like that sort of idea. Change the color, look. You know, even that's kind of cool. I'm gonna get rid of the birdies. I'm gonna put the birdies up there. Can I move the birdies? No, I can't. Anyway, so play around with it sort of that way, and again, take a screenshot if you like that. But I really like this one because it does have different shapes, so I can kind of build up my own simple sort of one. Another one, let's have a look really quickly. We don't need to watch videos. It's free logo maker. So it has lots of really nice graphics. Again, try not to get too crazy with you know, complicated stuff. So I can type in itis, I can play around with the font. This one has really nice shapes as well, which I really like. You can look up our different graphics. Let's have a look at Crow, see what they got. Ooh, I like these ones. These are better. These are nice and simple. Let's click this dude. Maybe this one. Okay, I'm getting carried away. No, I don't want to search. I want to make that. So maybe for this one, I'm going to go white. I wonder if I can. Oh, I can. Anyway, so I play around with something like that. Again, I'm going to save that. Now, another cool one is custom ink, where actually it's meant to design shirts. So, but they have, you can design the logo on the t-shirt. So I would just pick like a basic white t-shirt, or if you want to do like a black background and do white, that's fine. Let's pick white, doesn't really matter what kind of shirt. But I really like the graphics in this one. And again, you know, you can't download it because they cost you money. What they're trying to do is they're trying to like sell you custom shirts, which is kind of cool, and totally go for it if you want, but we're not going to pay for anything. So again, you can just add text. You can play around with the type of text. I really like the fonts that they have on this one. They have different kind. Oh, let's kind of go. Let's go typewriter. Right? If I want it, I can add my own art if I want. But again, if you add your own art, which is fine if you create it for somewhere else, but you can add images that they have, and they have a lot of really cool stuff. Ooh, let's go with that. Again, you can change the size. You can change the color of everything too, so it's pretty cool. You can get the itis right in there. Anyway, so you don't have to do, when I say 5 different designs, you don't necessarily have to do one from each program, but I just want you to try 5 different ones. I could just do 5 different variations of this. Again, I would screenshot this and save it. Now, when I have the image that I like, my favorite one, I want to vectorize it so I have a really strong, powerful digital image of it. So I'm going to choose a file. So for example, my first logo that I did, it actually had dots and everything in the background. This one right here. So it has dots and everything in the background, which is kind of distracting, and that's going to be hard for the final part of this assignment. So I'm going to actually make a vector of it. So if I go to vectorization.org, I upload my screenshot of it and I start it. What it's going to do actually, in theory, it should get rid of all the stuff that's in the background and make a single color image for me. That's a really strong digital image. So it shouldn't take too long. Sometimes if it's complicated, it takes a little bit longer. And then what I have to do is I have to screenshot that. I don't think it lets me download it from here. And then once I have that really strong image, then I can move on to the final assignment where I can put it on hats or t-shirts or masks or skateboards or stickers or whatever I want from it, and I can play around with the colors. So your job is to create at least 5 different logos. So it's a variation of a theme, just like I did. You can use all the same program. You can use a variety of them. It doesn't matter, but I just want you to sort of play with your different ideas and see what you come up with. And the more that you do, the better your idea will be. You're going to hand in those 5 images. Your favorite one, what I would do is I would put it under, I would vectorize it on vectorization.org and hand that in as one of your 5. So you have that final image. Okay, it's overloaded, but once I do that, you'll see how, try it one more time. You'll see how great that looks. And if you're wondering why I speak so quickly in these videos, for the free version of me recording stuff only gives me 15 minutes. So I try and get everything in 15 minutes. Okay, so 5 different logos using a wide variety of those logo design tools, and hand them in. If there's other logo design tools that you know of that you want to use, please go ahead and do them. Please maybe send me a link to any of them. I would love to know more. Canva also, you can make some neat logos if you're welcome to use Canva as well, if that's something that you enjoy. But the most important thing is just to experiment and brainstorm. Okay? All right. Thank you. I can't wait to see your logo design ideas.